Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. Hey, fat ass, what do you think that noise is, huh? Holy goddamn, that's a big monkey. No. Oh my god, Jesus help me. Ah! It sucked.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're taking a look at Kong from Skull Island. Now, this is a Walmart exclusive figure that is from the upcoming movie Kong Skull Island, which is the 2017 reboot of King Kong. He is 18 inches high, which is pretty cool. He also comes with a little soldier guy from the movie, I'm presuming. It's about G.I. Joe sized. And yeah, this thing looks pretty darn neat. Now, I'm a big fan of King Kong and Godzilla and all the big monster movies. I actually did a review of the Mezco King Kong. If you want to check that out, I'll add a card to that right here. But I really was excited when I heard that Walmart was doing an exclusive figure for this, and it was pretty good size. I got the giant-sized Godzilla, which I really do dig. I'll add a card to that as well. And this, I had this sitting next to the giant-sized Godzilla in my living room, and it actually compares a little bit better, I think, than the Mezco because of the way it stands. But on the offset, there are some things that disappoint me about this figure that I'll get into, and some things that are kind of interesting. Looking at the package, he comes in an obviously open bubble box. He's got the little guy there. It says Walmart exclusive, 18 inches tall, Kong Skull Island, 18-inch fully posable mega figure. And then on the side of the packaging, it says he's got chest beating with the posable arms, which is really cool. So just kind of a close-up real quick. There's Kong. There's the only at Walmart sticker. Here's the bottom of the package. There's a little dude. Kong Skull Island. The artwork looks pretty neat. And then on the side, it says it's got chest beating, arm action, and then all that kind of good stuff. Here is the back of the packaging. So the back of the box is a picture of the figure there. It says Kong Skull Island. It's got him fighting some weird monster that's in the movie. And then it says collect them all. And it's got the other figures. They had the spider thing with the truck. I did not see the others. I just saw the spider, which is kind of interesting. And the movie's got a picture of a giant, like, water buffalo. That'd be kind of neat to get too. Will I get the others? I don't know. Maybe if they go on sale. Yeah, and then it's got the mega figure with a little write-up. It's got the military logo for the troop that run into him in the film, I guess. And it says Monsterverse. So I wonder if we're going to get more of these mega monster movies. This film comes from the Godzilla reboot, so maybe we'll get a Godzilla versus King Kong. That would be flipping awesome. Alright, so just kind of a close-up of some of this artwork and stuff. This Kong figure is pretty darn heavy, I will say that. So Kong Skull Island, there is Kong. Here are the other figures that you can get. And then here's the artwork of him attacking this thing, yeah. And then the mega figure. If you want to pause and read that, you are more than welcome to. And that, well, pretty much it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and break Kong loose and see what we think. So here we have Kong out of package, and I gotta say I'm disappointed with this figure. Not in the sculpt or the paint per se. It's really the lack of articulation in the lower part of the body, and the quality of this figure is atrocious. The head's okay, the hands are okay, the feet are okay, but this body, it's a solid piece of plastic and it feels knockoff. And I'm going to show the seams here in a minute. I mean, it feels like you could take this figure and just squeeze it and it'll shatter in your hand. which I do not think is good for kids at all, and especially at the price point this thing comes at. The other thing that makes me feel knockoff with this is the little guy he comes with. It's a little soldier dude, and so here he is, kind of a close-up. He kind of looks like a weird, I don't know, Sylvester Stallone looking dude. The detail on this guy is pretty decent. This figure feels a lot more solid than this figure does. But again, posability sucks. It's almost exactly like this big piece of hunk here. The head moves back and forth. His arms move up and down and around, and that's like it. That's all he's got. Nothing at the waist, nothing at the legs. I mean, he's just a big piece of rubber. Which is very unfortunate. This reminds me of one of those knockoff G.I. Joe figure packs that you see at like Toys R Us or Walmart. And then he's got this bazooka, which is kind of fun, kind of cool. He does hold it in his hand pretty well, and it's, for the most part, it's in there really nice. But for $30, I want this thing to be able to launch the rocket at King Kong, and I want some damn articulation. Look, and there goes his rocket. This guy, I don't know. It's, yeah. So, back to Kong himself. Okay, so articulation. His head kind of rotates. It doesn't, it just snaps back. I mean, it doesn't really rotate at all. It has no up and down movement. Well, it's got little. I lied. It has a tiniest bit of up and down motion. But again, it doesn't really do anything. There is nothing at the waist, nothing at the legs or the knees. The feet do rotate back and forth. That's it. He is stable. He stands really well. I like that. His arms, they go up that far. They do rotate around all the way, which is nice. They do move in and out, which is cool. He has a double jointed elbow, which is nice. And then his hands rotate slightly. Yeah, that's really about it. In the chest, here's your chest pounding right here. Yeah, so boom, boom. That's it. There's his chest pounding. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and the other thing that was really annoying about this figure is this screw. Do you see this? This little tiny screw? This keeps you from getting him out of the package. So after you cut the twisty ties off, there's a little spot back here. Let me pull this up a little closer so you can see. You see that tiny little single screw hole there? Yeah, that Phillips screw goes through the inside of that cardboard clamshell, through a piece of plastic, and into this figure. So not only do you have twist ties holding his two arms down and one of his legs down, he's screwed in for no reason. This screw has no purpose but to secure this toy in the big plastic, or the big cardboard box thing, which is stupid. So it's hard to get into. You have to destroy this box just to get to this piece, and then get a Phillips screwdriver to unscrew it, and then you can take it out of the box. It is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life. So my biggest problem with the figure, even from that screw there, I can forget that, I suppose. The price point, fine. I paid $25 for this. That's a lot of toy. The problem is it's not a lot of quality toy, and this is what I'm talking about. Let's see if you can kind of see here. This seam, it's not done very well. In fact, all over the body, you see the seam? You can see the seam really, really well. Let me find it. There's a spot on the leg where it just doesn't, yeah, down here. The seam is actually starting to come apart a little bit right here. I mean, this thing feels flimsy, and it's bad. I mean, bad. I can't recommend this for a kid. This will break. This will break quick. If you are an adult collector, yeah, this is going to be fine, because you're going to get this and you're going to pose it and you're going to sit up on the shelf and it should be okay. You buy this for an 8-year-old, this is toast in a day. I guarantee it, because it's so flimsy, which is weird because there's a lot of heft, and I think the heft comes in like the hands and the feet and the head and the arms, but even the arm, and it's probably the joints in the arms, because the actual arms are the same kind of hollow, cheap plastic the body is. Now, with all that griping being said, there are some decent aspects to it. The head sculpt looks nice. I like the sculpt. I like the paint around the mouth. They got the eyes tempoed in really well. He's got this cool looking little scar here. There's a lot of paintbrush going on. It's not a dark enough color, but it does seem to match what we see in the trailers. He's more of a light brown color in this new movie versus like a charcoal black that we've gotten in the past, which is what I prefer. My King Kong looks more like a mountain gorilla, whereas I guess this one's different. I don't know. And the detail on the hands and feet done really, really well. I will give it that. So just kind of a close-up real quick on some of these details. Yeah, the head sculpt, I like. Looks good. They did a good job. It looks like the Kong in the movie. Pretty decent. I like the scars. The paint apps are really, really good. The hands look pretty decent. We get all the little wrinkles in there. I am digging that. The feet, like I said, those are really good. I like those. It stands really well on these feet. So that's very nice. Monkey butt, monkey butt, monkey butt. Yeah, overall, I think they did a good job with the sculpt. I just feel like this company did a poor job in the whole plastic of it. If this was a more solid plastic, I'd have been 100% happy with this toy for $25. Even without the articulation in the legs, I'd have been happy with it. But it's that cheap plastic that just really turns me off. For comparison, so here we have King Kong versus King Kong, and this one does tower over this King Kong. I am digging that aspect of him. The head sizes are about the same. This one might actually have a little bit bigger head than the other one does, but the quality on this one, way better. Sculpt on this one, way better. You know, minus the head maybe. The head on this one is really, really good, but it's not painted as well as this Kong figure. Now, as far as articulation goes, this one does have better articulation, barely, in the fact that the legs do move. However, this one does not have the shoulder and, elbow articulation that the bigger one does, which I do appreciate that. But I wish at least there was a swivel down here at the hips like this one has. I think that would have been really cool. But overall, I mean, they have very similar articulation, to be honest. Neither one has a lot of articulation, so here they are kind of side by side. As you can see, this one's way more gorilla-like, which I like. I really like that about the Peter Jackson film. This one's kind of going more to the old-school Kong movies, like the one in the 70s and the one back in the 40s or 30s or whenever the original Kong came out. Where it was a guy in a suit, basically, or a stop motion, not a guy in a suit, but a stop motion, and he stood upright. So, it's different, yet the same, kind of harkens back. I just really like the gorilla aspect in this Peter Jackson version. So just kind of show the back sides. Two monkey butts. This one's got a lot more scarring on it, for sure, than this guy does. But yeah, overall, it's interesting to see these two side by side. I do like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite Kong figure. But looking at the size of this guy, it is impressive. And here's the size comparison that everybody wants to see, at least I did. Here we have the new Kong from Skull Island, 18-inch figure next to the giant-sized Godzilla. And just to show the size comparison, how big these toys are, that's the 6-inch Pizza Spidey from Marvel Legends. These things are huge. I actually had to set my camera at the back of the room and zoom in just to be able to get these figures in frame. They are that big, and I gotta say, This does scale way better with the giant-sized Godzilla than the Mezco one does. This actually may go up on the shelf with Godzilla as my King Kong versus Godzilla, because it does scale way, way better than the Mezco. Now, I do love that Mezco figure. The detail on it is great, but the size scale, if you're looking for a giant monster versus giant monster, it's definitely got to be these two. I think this is the closest we've seen for these two monsters in size comparison, which is very, very cool. So it's definitely going to make a great shelf piece. So is the Walmart exclusive Kong from Kong Skull Island something that you want in your King Kong collection? Oh, man, that's a hard one to say. If you're buying this for a kid, don't do it. You're going to waste your money. It's going to break. The plastic is really thin. The seams are bad. The joints, it feels like it could break in the joints. I think the joints are stronger than the arms. And then a kid's going to try to move it, it's going to snap the arm off. That's going to happen, or the seam is just going to break around the legs or something. I see it. I see it happening. If you're buying this as an adult collector, go buy it now. It's $25 if you want it now. Otherwise, wait till it's on sale. To be honest, this is like a $15 toy at best because of the quality. And that's a real shame. Lardon, I think, is the name of the company that makes this. I'll have the name in the description down below. And I've never heard of them. I've never seen any other piece that they've done. But I gotta say, it feels very knockoff in points, which is very, very sad. I don't think it's worth $25 because I'm afraid it's going to break. I really am. If it was a better plastic, I'd say, yeah, $25 all day long. But as it is, yeah, no, I don't think so. And if it's $29.99, it's definitely not worth $30 for sure. But if you can get it at $25 and you're an adult collector and you're just going to put it up on the shelf, okay, sure, just to get it there, especially if you got the giant-sized Godzilla. Like you saw, they compare really, really well with each other. But I cannot recommend this for a kid. It's very disappointing in the quality, for sure. So there he is, King Kong, from the upcoming Kong Skull Island Walmart exclusive.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.